Puccinelli, Operations Manager for Regency Centers. We are a national retail developer of neighborhood shopping centers, and I run the Southern Virginia office for Regency Centers, handling leasing and management of the shopping centers in our existing portfolio. As we crossed paths 6 or 7 years ago, bidding out project, and Mike at that time stood out to me. The biggest thing is he's responsive. Any questions that came up during the project, he would always bring it to our attention right away. But during the entire bid process, his numbers always seem to be, dead on. He's just a guy that can look at a project and give you, his honest opinion on one, whether it makes sense, is it feasible, and is it something that, in the long term is going to benefit us when we look at a, return on our investment. At the end of a project, it's fantastic because, we've had incidents where, something may have fallen through the cracks and we missed during the final walkthrough, but it's popped up a month or two later, and we bring it to his attention, and his team jumped on it right away, and and never really, no questions asked, just taken care of. Every project, no matter how small or how big, he takes full ownership of the project, and he's spending our dollars, on each project, and he knows that. But he will, if it's not necessary to spend those dollars, he brings that to our attention. And if there's a better way of doing a project to save some dollars, Mike has always been a great job at, accounting for, every cent that's spent. Many times we're dealing with mom and pop operators that are many times opening their first business, and to go through this process, opening up your own business, many of them have no knowledge of construction whatsoever. They went to school, they got an education, they know a lot about their industry, but they're not contractors. They know nothing about the bid process, and many of them learn the hard way. And I'm just very open and honest. I tell them, in your situation, I think ML can provide the best service for you due to price, communication, and looking out for their best interest long term. So that's what, all I can do is refer them to Mike Bell, but I haven't had any come back to me and say that they were disappointed. And most of the time at the end of the project, if it's a franchisee or someone that's going to open up multiple locations, Mike Bell probably will get that job 75 or 85% of the time. So I think that speaks volumes. I think if people are looking for someone that has been doing this and has a lot of experience with localities in the state of Virginia, that's seasoned, and looking out for their best interests, because I really do believe that Mike takes their clients under his wing and really does take ownership of each project. I think if you're bidding out a project, I think you want to get ML Bell Construction on that list, and at the end, you'll understand why. I'm Luke Puccinelli with Regency Centers, and I recommend Mike Bell for your next bid project.